so far after the first two games, JD, who are some of the guys or who is the guy that has stood out in your eyes? Obviously, the big name guys, Worthy had a big game last game, but I'm curious, like, who are some maybe like the unsung guys a lot of people maybe not talking about enough that you think have really showed out in the first two preseason games?
Oh man, I have two. Obviously, Carson Steele has done a great job. But two guys that come to my mind, I think, are already in midseason form. One of them in our offense is Rashid Rice. Okay, he's ready. And on defense, I think it's George Karlaftis. Both those guys, man, are in midseason form. When George is out there, you see him making a difference. Without Chris Jones in there too, and he's getting pressure, he's killing tackles. He's just playing ball right now. So those are the two guys that stand out to me. When I'm sitting there looking at them, I'm like, oh, wow. Like, yeah, these guys, they are ready to play. Now, the young guys, obviously Carson Steele has been doing a good job with the opportunities that he's been showing. King Suma been doing a good job at left tackle. It was kind of funny when they said PFF, they showed his grade at 82 point something, only 2. I'm like, that's what he's supposed to do. He only played in the quarter, not even the whole quarter. What do you want me to do? Shoot, if it's less than something like that, then we would be worried. We should be. So let's okay. I'm like, wow. Okay. Defensively, I think Hicks has done a decent job. I think he's gotten better. Somebody said it in here. Hicks can tackle. Yeah, he can tackle. There was time the first game. I know it was kind of a little touchy. He missed a couple of tackles. I don't think people seen that. You can see all the things you do right, but sometimes you got to write with the things that people are doing wrong. But I think he has good awareness of where he should be, and he's done a good job of that. So he's been a very bright spot for us as far as a rookie. Let me see who else. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's other than that, I think everybody else is kind of solid across the board, man. What we need to be seeing. So
I appreciate that, G-Pig. I think with some of what I saw from Ian Book last week, I think I could have done a better job than there was some atrocious play I saw from Ian Book last week. That was rough. And it's not all his fault, but
ain't all his fault, man. Ain't all his fault.
But I respect that. I appreciate the compliments, guys. You guys are the best.
Blow the whistle.
Yeah, it was rough, man. I would say no. I agree with all that. I think Rice looked even better than he looked phenomenal compared to last year. And we saw all the offseason work that he put in. We saw the videos every week from his wide receiver coach on Twitter. So we kind of figured this was going to happen. And plus, with the off the field stuff that happened, I think he's kind of like devoted to the game now. And it seemed like he looks great. I think we were maybe looking at a 100 catch season from him. So Rice, but as far as the younger guys, I went with the thumbnail graphic here. I made sure to put Curtis Jacobs in here, the linebacker who his grade from the Detroit Lions game was the highest. And I know we kind of laugh at PFF stuff, but it was the highest linebacker PFF grade in all preseason out of the whole NFL.
Okay.
And he was a guy who was probably one of the higher rated linebackers in this last draft class. But he ended up slipping for whatever reason. He slipped till the became a UDFA, and then we got him. And I still, I don't know why he fell in the UDFA, but we were lucky enough to get him. And I'll say this: yes, we have a good linebacker room, and we did lose Willie Gay, and this is something that I think he could be a guy who could replace that kind of role that we have. And we've seen, obviously, it's a lot of vanilla coverage, and JD and I talked about this a little bit, but we saw a lot of the linebackers being able to cover has been kind of an issue so far in this preseason. So like having an athletic linebacker like a Curtis Jacobs could be something that, as a rotational guy, I'm not saying he's being every down backer, but someone who could come out there and give us some athleticism at the linebacker spot. I think we might have a gem here with Curtis Jacobs because, based on what we've seen with everything, with not being able to cover angle routes, Tranquil not being able to do it, Chanel not being able to do it, I'm not worried about it. I'm saying having the athletic linebacker who can come in and do that, I'm very happy that we got Curtis Jacobs. And I think that's a guy who, I think he was the first one down every day during training camp, which also tells you something about his character. And I think this might be a guy for us. So Curtis Jacobs is probably my guy who stood out to me.
Man, look, you've been talking about this guy since day one. You have.
He's a DMV guy, JD, so I kind of have the bias.
I hear you, brother. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it, man. But you chose a good one. You chose a good one, and he's a solid performer. He's one of those like a quiet storm. Shows up. He's just always around the ball. And I tell you what, right now we got him, backing up Tranquil. So he's going to be a special team guy. I've seen him get down on special teams too. So he could be one of those guys that is shocking for us when he come in. Is he ready? Sure. Why not? We've seen that. Like you said, having that attitude of coming down first one on practice, he wants it. He's focused up. He's absolutely ready. Okay. He's not wavering from anything. He is ready. Okay. Kind of going back to, Rashee Rice. And hopefully Rashee Rice he's focused on what he needs to do. Hopefully he's reading his Bible, thanking God every single day that the situation it wasn't worse than what it was. But he looks like he's focused up. And so my thing is, when you have guys like that, they're easy to rely on. We know this. And so, shoot, man, I like linebackers, man, that can flow, that are fast, and that can cover. You was talking about the angle route. And that's something I'm sure they had to work on. I'm sure they're working on those things in practice. If they haven't, they need to. Because it's being, man, I'm talking about my lasses. When them suckers run that little, boop, come back inside, the hips are leaning, oh, shoot. Oh, I got to get back out. So, at a guy, get your hips right and get your feet together.
Yeah, and that was something that every team, both teams so far we've played, they've just been doing that like all game. It seems like when in doubt, just throw it to your running back out of the backfield on a little angle. It's been really interesting how that's been the area they've been attacking.
And but to be honest with you, I think every team, I don't care who it is, anytime you have a running back coming out the backfield, one-on-one or with a linebacker, I give him a shot. I think that's always a good matchup. Linebackers, a tight end, and a running back on a linebacker, all day. I would exploit that every single chance that I got. I will make sure to manufacture it that we will make sure that a running back is going against a linebacker at some point in the game at least 10 times to 15, at least in the passing game. That's just me. So
I'll take your word for it, JD. I trust you when it comes to that stuff. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.